Last week was the hottest day in Melbourne, and now we're cold. We're freezing. Welcome to Melbourne. It's just like the crypto market. Okay, we got a really important, I think, episode for you guys today. We're going to talk about how to structure your crypto portfolio in 2026. So let's grab a coffee and talk crypto.
Yeah.
Let's talk about in 2026 how to structure a crypto wallet. It's crazy how quick the sentiment flips and changes in crypto.
Yeah.
I mean, how the world has changed, right? It used to be like, what are the nuclear codes? Now it's like, what's your seed phrase?
Yeah.
Dictator. So if we were bullish last January about where Bitcoin is going, we need to be more bullish now.
Yeah.
I told you, Venezuela had a lot of Bitcoin.
Yeah.
So we can call it like the strong Latte portfolio strategy, where the backbone needs to be a good coffee.
Good coffee, yeah.
A good double shot espresso, I think, of Bitcoin. And
would you like to come have some coffee and pie with me?
okay, like I said, welcome to Melbourne. 1 week it is hot. Next week it is cold, not unlike the crypto markets. But we're sitting in a good spot.
Yeah,
we're at mid 90s and we hit high 90s. Well, look, we are going to talk about how to structure a portfolio, but quick market recap.
The fear and greed index has jumped based on the sentiment around US news.
Yep.
So the macro is trying to shift now, like the sentiment around crypto is getting positive now, based on the CPI, based on the PPI prints that might come as a cooling down.
It's crazy how quick the sentiment
flips
and changes in crypto.
Yeah.
You know, a week ago, it was a couple of days over the week, but a week and a half ago it was
extreme fear.
Extreme fear. We're heading into a bear. It's a temporary dead cat bounce, and now there's renewed optimism.
That's right.
That we're running for a bull in Q1
Yep.
and beyond. Like I've seen sentiment saying this whole year is going to be bullish for Bitcoin, for Ethereum.
Yeah. We all hope for it.
We all hope for it. A little bit of hopium never hurt anyone.
Definitely. I think that's number one point that we have already discussed, I think, in previous videos as well, considering like how Q1 might see a big rally. That's what we have tapped onto. Like, you've been positive, but cautiously positive, I would say.
Look, I think should we rewind? Look, I've been saying Q1 since mid last year.
Yeah.
I think we were saying that Q1 is when we get the blow off top.
Yeah.
Last week, I was just a little bit cautious as to whether or not we're actually going to hit the 150 in Bitcoin that people are hoping for, and dare I say, predicting.
Thank you.
Thanks. I got you a regular. He asked for a small cappuccino. I'm like, what is it going to be, 5-minute episode? So I got you a regular cappuccino.
Thank you.
So, it's healthy. I think there's been some good Trump comments, even leading off what he said last week about rebuilding the U.S. economy or the U.S. Federal Reserve and economic backbone on crypto. I mean, You can't get more bullish than that.
Yeah, and good thing is he's been seizing all the BTC that he intends to never sell. So that's supply.
Well, you know what he said?
Scarcity on BTC. So
he said something this week. It was like, we could just sell a little bit of our Bitcoin and pay off the national debt.
Yeah, that's what they are aiming for anyway. But
I told you, Venezuela had a lot of Bitcoin.
Yeah, don't see it coming straight away. But
I think they'll probably like waterboarding the Venezuelan president for his seed phrase. I mean, how the world has changed, right? It used to be like, what are the nuclear codes? Now it's like, what's your trust wallet seed phrase?
Yeah.
Dictator.
It has been, yeah. So yeah, it's like, I think the activity is now picking up, and especially if we see a cool down in the inflation, we might see a rate cut that leads to more liquidity. So I think the liquidity is just turning back into crypto now. That's what I've been seeing. And the flows or the ETF flows have been supporting the rally all the time. So
one of the interesting things I saw is the U.S. housing market was really, really flat last year. There weren't a lot of sales, really, really flat. So you're going to have a lot of people with a little bit of money, but perhaps similar to what's happened in Australia, perhaps not have enough money to enter the real estate market going, okay, where do we park that? Which is what I think we saw during the massive GameStop Robinhood spike, whole disillusioned demographic wanting to put their money somewhere but not being able to afford in traditional institutions. And I think we will see that in 2026 if the sentiment heads the right way and we see some wins for Bitcoin. We're going to start seeing that liquidity and inflow come in, and hopefully that is when retail finally enters, because as I've been saying, retail has not been here all of last year.
Yeah.
I don't think.
Only
Maybe
like
this
smart
time last year.
retailers.
This time last year, maybe we had retail.
Yep. Smarter retailers are just doing auto buys or just DCing into these levels. I think that's a smart strategy. So yeah, that's what we have seen throughout. There have been like all the flows come from the institutions because it's an institutional market now.
Yeah.
There have been very little to no flow from the retailer. So that's what we need to see. And there's a midterm coming. So midterm elections are coming as well.
So that, like I said,
All the perfect
Trump is
recipe.
going to push everything up to win the midterm. So I think that's very positive and very bullish for us in the sentiment space, the Twitter space, right? The Reddit space, the Twitter space.
Yeah.
Let's talk about in 2026 how to structure a crypto wallet. I wanted to revisit this. We did a video on this really early on. It was one of our first videos last year. I don't think our strategy has changed too much. But what I think is really, really interesting is I believe we're in a much better position this time, January 2026, than we were last year. Because if you look a year ago, if you rewind it, there was so much uncertainty around regulation,
Regulations.
the Genius Act, the Clarity Act. All those things really, the crypto SAR, the SEC, there was so much unknown and so much that we were hopeful for.
Yep.
That it's all come.
It's all come.
It's all come.
It's all come through. Yeah.
So if we were bullish last January about where Bitcoin is going, we need to be more bullish now.
We are. I think. Yeah, we are.
So I think it's easier sitting here in January 2026 to predict, not financial advice, but to have some educated idea of where crypto is headed.
Selling all-time high to for the Bitcoin.
Yeah. But long term, right? So where it's heading. So I think it's a good time to revisit our strategy.
Yep.
And especially for some new viewers. You want to kick it off?
Yeah, we can. I think.
Or maybe I'll do the backbone because you're more the DJ.
These.
And you try. We've always said, it's all with the portfolio. We can call it like the strong latte portfolio strategy, where the backbone needs to be a good coffee.
Good coffee. Yeah.
A good double shot espresso, I think, of Bitcoin and Ethereum, and some institutional touch of Solana, touch of XRP.
Yeah.
But really, with the Clarity Act, with the ETF inflows that we saw for Bitcoin and what that did for the Bitcoin price last year, and the ETF inflows that we're starting to see for Ethereum,
Solana and XRP are
and
picking
Solana
up as well.
and XRP. Bitcoin's the blueprint. Everything always lagged behind Bitcoin. It's lagged almost a year behind Bitcoin now. So I think that was really the blueprint. So if you looked at those top 5 coins to be your strong double shot espresso at Maker Coffee in your latte, I think you're good. I think that's the strategy. So we always say like a 60-40 strategy.
Yep.
So 60% of your portfolio should be those high cap, harder to kill coins.
Yeah, I think So BTC, XRP, Solana, Ethereum, and BNB as well, because
I didn't think you were going to say it. I was going to say BNB.
Well,
I'm
a fan of finance, so sort of. So
it's a beta to the whole market.
Yeah, and it's a high performing beta. Like it has done very good, and they just burnt I think 1.37 million tokens like the BNB. So it's deflationary as well. So whatever the exchange make the profits, they just burn into the market. So they are pulling it out of the circulation. So that makes BNB a lot bullish.
So designing it that way, if you think the whole market is going to move in a certain direction, and that ensures that core of your portfolio moves in that direction, and then that covers up any sort of choppiness that you would have in the riskier plays and sort of like the milk of the coffee.
Yeah.
But we're not saying that should be totally risky. There should still be the infrastructure plays, right?
Yes, infrastructure plays alongside like different categories that we have seen evolving since last couple of years. The narratives or like how AI sector has been like popping up, how RWA sector has emerged, or how the stablecoin sector has emerged as well. So I think a mixed recipe of all these plays alongside a bit of like stablecoins or just keeping cash in hand.
So real world assets.
Yep.
Ondo.
Now Ondo has a massive unlock coming today, I think. It's already done potentially, yesterday night. So like 57% of the circulation supply just hit the market. So let's see what it does to the price. But the tech behind Ondo is pretty good. Like they want to tokenize everything.
Look,
so
we joke about it because I've showed it for so long, but I think there's an Ondo summit coming up,
yeah.
which with the right sentiment could really push the price up, the right market conditions and tapping into the narrative. And Ondo's really good at keeping their finger on the pulse with what the overarching narrative is.
Yep.
Like we've always said, they just need to work out what to do with the Ondo token. I think they will eventually. So I think they know. So I think it's a good buy now to sort of get in. If you believe in real world assets, I think Ondo's the safer.
Potentially, yes. After especially like what it does to the price action, I think it'll be good to just see like what the 50% unlock does to the market cap, and as well as like what happens to the price. Once it stabilizes, I think it'll be a good buy opportunity. That's what I see.
The unlocks in Ondo tend to be sort of like factored into the price pretty early on. So
57% is a massive unlock. So
okay, let's have a
it's
look.
like half of the supply that on the token has. Let's see what it does. Like the good thing is like the market is right now a bit bullish, so it might be like absorbed very quickly and like in an appreciative manner. But yeah,
5% dip and then sort of choppiness. So 5% dip over the last day, which is
it's 237 cents.
Look,
Okay,
it's in line with what we've seen at the moment.
Yeah.
So there have been some dips
definitely.
in the markets.
Yeah.
Look, it's no more of a dip than ADA.
Yeah,
it's a little bit.
it's in line with like,
It's in line with the trend.
yeah. So if
So you're right. If we were in more of a bullish condition, which I think we will be again tomorrow, or early next week, we'll see that dip wiped out. So it's a good time to buy Ondo.
Potentially, yeah. That's what I see as well. So I'll be monitoring the Ondo price action and see. If
And
I'm
then
able to
we've
be
got AI tokens, which we think, we see AI everywhere.
Yep.
So I think having a look at tokenized AI makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
So you've got Near, Render.
Near and Tau, and like virtuals is another one that we have discussed already. So like, just
Listen, I bought my $500 worth of virtuals
yep.
after last week's podcast. It's a $484 today. Thank you very much.
Just almost chopping. I think it's just trying to form a bull flag.
That's the market. It actually went up.
Yeah.
Virtuals went up a lot the other
It's
day. I think
just
it went up like
correcting
13% the other day. Now it's correcting. So
I think I'm DCing into virtual. So if the market picks up, I think virtuals outperform the market. That's what I feel.
okay, we'll
So
see.
it should, but just keeping like 2% into virtuals, not like having
We'll
100% back into virtuals.
We'll keep a weekly running tally of where our 500 investment versus
virtuals went to.
Ethereum is, and we'll keep a running tally and everything.
definitely.
Look, I think it almost goes to this conversation of Ethereum. I chose last week as my Q1 bet.
Yeah.
I think is the safer bet.
Yeah.
And virtuals is a little bit riskier, but if it wins, it'll win by a high margin. So that just becomes how much you want to gamble.
And that's where I think it's wise to keep like the majority of the chunk into Ethereum, Bitcoin, Solana, XRP, and BNB. Like
Yep.
60% of the portfolio sits there, with BTC being, for example, 30 to 35%.
Yeah, I think that's really interesting. You could do like, we could break down the whole portfolio into a 60-40, or actually, I'm actually going to say like a 60-35, because
Yep.
we'll get to the foam and the sprinkles on top of the coffee in a sec. But I think if you're looking down at that 60%, you can cut that into a 60-40 as well, and I would put an equal split with Bitcoin and Ethereum,
Yep.
and then BNB, XRP, Solana, maybe Chainlink. Chainlink sort of depends on your risk appetite. Chainlink really rides that border of what category you want to put into.
Yep.
But if you don't put it into if you're a little bit more risk adverse and you don't put it into the core of your portfolio, it definitely should go into the
RWA category. I think that's where I want to
Infrastructure.
keep Chainlink. Yeah,
infrastructure category.
Because Chainlink hasn't been outperforming any of these tokens, and it dips down the same percentage wise. So
What about Aster, Hype, the DEXs? How are they going?
I think those are narrative based plays. So I would say there's no
They
new
really
narrative
hit.
around
They
it.
hit when retail,
Full time.
when the sentiment comes in and the maxis start buying.
I think I believe if crypto market does go bullish and we see more volumes, then these DEXs will definitely have more value passing through them. Like the fee collected, the revenue will be higher. So I think it's wise to keep like 2 to 5% into
Yeah.
these space, diversified into Hype and Aster. I think those are the two
Are they in your 40% or are they?
They are into my
Okay.
40%.
Yeah.
So yeah. So based on like the narratives we are discussing, AI, RWA, DEXs, for example, or L2s, for example, these are like the 40% plays.
Okay.
And within these 40%, we are just categorizing into different sectors alongside different tokens in each sector. So 2%, 3%
Yeah.
in each of the token.
And then the top of the coffee, you got a little bit of foam. Some people get chocolate on there. Some people get syrup put into their coffee. The sprinkles.
Yep.
That's where you put your wilder risk plays. The gambles that you've read about on X. Chances are.
On-chain plays. I think that's for the on-chain plays.
Yeah.
Like when you go in Dex Screener, you screen the tokens, which are like 1 million market cap. It can do 10 million.
Maybe in and
straight
out.
away.
It might be a good place to keep some stable coins to be able to
Definitely.
jump in and out of the
Especially
market as
on Solana.
well.
I think the Solana ecosystem, whenever the activity picks up, Solana is the first ecosystem that has all the retail inflow.
Are meme coins coming back?
They will. They have
So I
to.
saw a couple come back.
That's another anchor to the portfolio in crypto, because when the retail sentiment comes in, it comes always into the memes because everyone just wants to like have 5x, 10x straight away, right? The moonshot. So I think keeping 2 to 5% there just as a pinch on top.
I think it's really interesting what you just said is like this cycle of 5x, 10x is a moonshot. You know,
Yeah.
previous cycles where everybody's chasing the
100x.
100x, 200x. But now we're happy with the 5x.
They still come, but you need to be very early in
You
in
need
picking
you
up the
need to
trend.
they're influencer driven.
Yeah.
So you have to you can follow some influencer wallets and try and guess what influencer is getting into what. But if
Yep.
you look at their ratio as well, they're very hit or miss. The influencers will ape into
300k market cap token
10,
and
10
then,
tokens and
yeah.
one of them will hit, but they have that core of their portfolio that can absorb that loss. That's what they
Yes.
don't tell you.
Yeah.
They'll tell you they'll show something. Now we got a lot of truck activity. I hope I can edit out all these trucks backing up. But they'll show you a token, they'll say it's going to 100x, and if it does, they win. If it doesn't, they have their holdings of BTC, Ethereum, Solana, a lot of them, are there to absorb those losses.
Definitely.
And they've gambled on something else that's
They
more.
also get the paid tokens.
They
to
get
just
paid,
sell it, so-
to show, yeah.
Yeah, and they are like dumping on the retailers. So eventually
They
they are
get
just
paid.
dumping on their followers. So
Yes.
yeah. But yeah, I think it'll be good. I don't see a lot of value in this sort of play right now, considering how the market has matured and evolved. Like if this was a strategy 5 years ago, I would be 50% majors, 50% into this random degen tokens.
Yeah.
But I think how this world or like crypto world has evolved now is like you need to make it and keep it safe. Because it's too volatile, these shitcoin can go to zero. There are like
Yeah.
thousands of shitcoin coming into the market every day. We have more than 37 million active tokens that is being tracked on coin market cap now. So I think, yeah,
The one thing I'll say as well is I think you need to, all jokes aside, and in all seriousness, work out how much you want to make, what you believe Bitcoin will go to, because everything's the beta play of Bitcoin,
yep,
and have a plan moving forward and sell. Unless you're trying to hold Bitcoin long term forever, your Bitcoin maxi, that's fine.
Yeah.
If that's the case, sell everything else and buy more Bitcoin. But you need to have a clear plan of, okay, I'm going to get out. I believe Bitcoin will hit 150. I'm going to start getting out when Bitcoin, DCAing out when Bitcoin approaches 140, so you don't miss it in case it's
Yeah.
just off. Because sometimes the wick will just touch it and you miss.
you mentioned.
So start getting out maybe 15%
And I
below.
think the market has already seen like wild drops anyway. Like there have been days wherein BTC has dropped like 7%, 10%.
Yeah.
And the altcoins have been affected more than 20 or 30%. So those drop downs
But you
in
need
your
a plan,
portfolio.
is what I'm saying. You need a
definitely
plan.
need one.
To get out of your portfolio
Yep.
or to reshuffle your portfolio into whatever you want to hold long term.
Yep.
Some people get rid of everything and hold stable coins so they can buy back in at a lower price.
Yep.
Some people believe in Bitcoin going up forever, which I think it will as well. I
Yep.
sort of fall in between. I will sell to buy more, but I think the trend for Bitcoin is always in an upwards momentum long term. If you zoom
Yep.
out far enough,
Yep.
we'll sell into Bitcoin if you're happy with that. So have a plan and stick to it. First
Yeah,
and foremost.
definitely.
And I think that's sort of for the core, right? Hold on to it. But then the milk,
It's
rotate in and out, I think.
I think the more frothy it becomes, it's time to
Don't
just
be
move
afraid.
on.
Don't marry your bags.
Yeah, exactly.
Buy, sell, because I think there's narratives that will hit different times. I think reward assets will hit first, but I think
I'm just waiting on
As
new
people-
narratives to come now. I
as
think.
people start taking profits, the lending platforms will boom. They're always late, right? So you've been a massive fan of Pendle.
Dexes, Pendle as well. Pendle has like gone crazily down. I think it's wise to get some sort of exposure to Pendle into the RWA category or the Dex categories.
Because a lot of
DeFi
people
category.
will stake what they hold when they start selling. They'll stake
Yep.
to earn rewards long term because you don't have to pay tax. Well, you do, but
You
don't
do.
have to-
You do.
you can take it. Okay, anyway, scratch that. Not financial advice. But at the end of sort of the market is when we see those lending platforms really boom. I feel.
Yeah, definitely.
Desperation kicks in. People want to over leverage. They want to stake, put some money out, invest a little
We'll
bit
see a
more. They just
repeat
want to hold.
more or less of like the 2024-2025 bull run. That's what we've seen. I think once the retail activity starts to pick up, I think we'll see massive flow into the DEXs, into the DeFi protocols. That's why the Clarity Act that we'll be discussing as well brings more clarity around the stablecoin yields, the yield-bearing tokens and stuff.
See, I think we see a repeat of last year.
Yeah.
I think we're seeing a repeat of January. I think we see sort of, and go back up. I really feel we see a repeat of last year.
Yep.
Bitcoin will repeat following
Just waiting
government,
for 100K to clear.
Yeah. And but I think Ethereum now will jump as well. Like we will healthy Ethereum mid-year. I think that repeats, but even higher.
Yeah, definitely. I think that's what we like sort of positioned.
I think it's a redo. I think this year is a redo of last year. Well, we wanted to happen last year and had some weird government shutdowns and Trumpisms. I think they had a plan, and I think they're executing that plan this year.
And it's a midterm election, so they don't want the markets to be rat-raised by fear during a midterm election, right?
That's right.
They want the people to make money.
That's right.
So that they are able to get the vote.
So to summarize, structure your portfolio like a good coffee. Strong double shot espresso in there of your Bitcoin, your Ethereum, your XRP, your Solana, your real sort of like core assets that move with the whole market if you believe the market's going to be moving up.
Yep.
And then your milk or your oat latte,
These are
your
big
oat milk or your
sport
almond
picks. Yep.
is going to be your real world assets, your infrastructure plays, slightly more riskier but with more of an upside that potentially take off some of that bitterness in the coffee. And then your bloody vanilla syrup is your wow degen plays in the end.
Yeah, the on-chain glaze. That is yet to come.
So,
and that creates a perfect taste, I would say, for any portfolio, I would say.
I think that's great.
Suggest, yeah.
Hey, I got a funny story.
Yep.
So I started a TikTok for us, right?
Okay.
So I've been cutting some of the shorts and putting it onto TikTok. And I followed my wife's cousin, Aaron, EK Financial, shout outs, who is very big in TikTok. I'll link it down there. That gives various like financial advice, what to do with your super, how to invest, like traditional boring finance, right? You'll hate that I say that. But I had all of these like fake accounts start following me. Like, his username with like a double R.
Okay.
Triple A in Aaron or a dot in front of it. And this one user account, pretending to be him, reached out to me and said they had an amazing investment strategy. And so I played along. I sent them a screenshot, I played along with it. They started telling me about how crypto's going to take off and et cetera, et cetera. And how they, all the same stuff we see people get hit with, how they have a platform they're going to trade. They promised me a 2.5x return in 3 days if I buy Ethereum and send it to them.
Yep.
So I'm saying this, it's really funny because if they actually clicked on
those things
if they clicked on the
every day.
profile, they would have seen that we talk about crypto, but they're actually, they're obviously a bot or whatever, or someone just, I don't know, whatever.
Dumb enough.
But you got to be really careful because I followed along to learn what they do. They'll get you to install a wallet. So in this case, he asked me to install Crypto.com wallet, which has on-ramping through credit card.
Yep.
Buy ETH, and then sign up for their platform, which looks legitimate. I'm not going to link to it. It looks like a legitimate trading platform. Deposit that ETH, and then
just wait for the
money's gone.
2.5x.
And they'll fake the graph, and then you can't pull it out.
Yeah.
Then they ask you to send even more money to pull out what you've made.
Yeah.
So that's a scam. That's sort of funny that they tried to hit me.
Yeah. I've seen this happening all over the age, man. Like ever since I got into crypto, they have got smart enough with social engineering
Listen,
aspect
the
around it.
fact that so many people get scammed,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. We
They
see
have
it.
gotten smarter with it. We see people coming to us saying they saw a video of a politician or a famous person. I spoke to a client last week who actually, was smart enough to talk to me about it first.
Yep.
See a fake obituary for a country music singer from Queensland. And that fake obituary said that in the end of his life, he made a lot of money by investing in an AI platform. So this country music singer actually passed away. I forget the name, I'm sorry. Actually passed away. And then so someone has been pushing these fake obituaries, plugging, I think even editing the Wikipedia, plugging that they invested in this AI trading
Yeah.
platform.
Oh, shit.
And so his fans have now gone and checked out this AI investment platform, signed up. And
Yep.
it's the same thing. Come through a legitimate
money.
crypto platform where they do KYC, they feel like it's legitimate, they get pulled into the security of interacting with the real platform,
Yep.
buying the crypto, and then sending it to a third party.
Yeah, I think it's smart for the people to just always validate if it's ASIC registered or it's an Austrac registered company.
Listen,
or
but he sends fake documents. A lot of people, the Austrac registry is actually hard to search. ASIC registry is easier, but once again, anyone can download an ASIC extract and say that that's their company
Yeah,
as well.
that's true.
So you have to be very, very careful. Never send your crypto anywhere that you can't control. Use sites like Trustpilot, Product Review to see whether or not the real sites.
Yep.
And
Always do a
don't be
sense
afraid
check,
to
I
reach
think.
out to us as well.
Yeah, definitely. We are here to support and help in any sort of manner regarding crypto. Not financial advices or investments.
Not financial advice, but yeah. Look, usually
Good to
if
say
it's too
so.
good to be true, like we're talking about, let's say Bitcoin's at roughly 100, which I believe it gets to 150.
Yep.
Saying that in 3 days
Someone can
it's going to
2.5.
2.5x,
Yeah.
and Bitcoin 2.5xing in this market or anything outside of DGen picks, 2.5xing. Anyone promising returns, anyone promising that they'll double your money,
It's irrational.
and anyone saying that it's 100% guaranteed or your money back, it's a scam.
Yeah, that's true.
It's a scam because we always say there's no financial advice. There's nothing guaranteed
There's a movie.
in this market.
Yeah.
Because like we always say, it's one Trump tweet away
Yeah,
from
definitely.
crashing.
Anything can happen.
Nothing is guaranteed.
Markets are always volatile. Trade at your own risk, I think.
Yeah. So build a smart portfolio and please be safe and be careful.
And be cautious with not sharing your trust wallets, like seed phrases and stuff with anyone else as well. Because I've seen a lot of people make trust wallets. They don't know, they sign with their trust wallet to any random website. They
No,
get the
so I've seen-
signatories and they just get the funds get pulled out.
I've seen a different scam now. So what they're doing as well, I don't know if I've seen a couple people do this. I don't know if I should say it, but all right. What they do is they set up the wallet.
Yep.
They send you the seed phrase. They're like loading this wallet,
Yeah.
right?
You're done.
So you think you've loaded it in the wallet, but they have the keys.
Keys. Yeah.
So you deposit into that wallet, and then they work with you. We'll help you set up the wallet. Here's, when you sign up to a trust wallet, create wallet, import new one.
Yes.
So they say that they've set up this amazing one for you. Quite often they'll put a fake token in
fake
there as
token in
well,
there,
or even a
yeah.
real token if they think they're going to get some money out of you.
Yeah.
And then they rug the whole wallet. So that's one thing that you have to be really, really careful of as well. And that can impact hardware wallets
Definitely.
and soft wallets as well. So if somebody else knows your seed phrase, you're not safe.
No.
So
not at all.
that's
and always
one
have
thing.
2FA. So just be
Always have 2FA.
cyber secure.
Yeah,
Same for
even more so.
cybersecurity.
But you're saying a movie, you're going to say The Beekeeper, right?
So there's an Indian movie that started as a meme. It was 20 years back, I think the movie came in. So there was a guy who used to just have a chit fund scheme of double your money in 21 days.
Okay.
Within a small town, he got all people depositing the money and eventually flew away. So it still happens after 20 days, even after 20 years.
In
it's still the
India?
same thing.
No. Really? All
scam.
all the Indians that call me seem so lovely. I keep sending them money. No.
The 2.5x
Dude,
in
it's-
3 days is
It's so bad. I feel bad for anyone
Yeah.
that works a legitimate job on the phones with an Indian accent because it's really horrible. I get I hang up straight away. Like it must be really, really tough.
lot
for
of
you people.
scammers,
It's a
a lot of
horrible
scammers.
stereotype as well.
Yeah, a lot of Chinese and Indian scammers all over the place, like being impersonating I'm Michelle or I'm Jordan or whatever, but it's
Look,
not like
I would say the most sophisticated ones that we've seen are all like British accents, because every Australian believes in a British accent. You know, like there's people of all walks of life, and it's massive criminal enterprises now coming out of Eastern Europe doing this fraud networks. So it's massive.
the big call centers there, like
Yeah.
heaps of call
Well, I was
centers.
going to say, I thought
Fake
you were going
call
to talk about
centers.
Beekeeper, the Jason Statham movie. If anyone's seen that, have you seen it?
Yeah, I've seen it.
Yeah. That's, you know, it's weird that you look at 80s, 90s action movies, and it's like the revenge of this, like some mafia guy kills a family member or criminal, and now like the major criminals are fraud. Like even the Italian mafia is all moved into
Scamming,
fraud. It's all
scamming.
scamming and fraud.
Yeah.
You
The world
know,
has changed.
why steal a car when you can steal someone's SIM
Credit
wallet?
card and yeah.
It's
All
crazy.
those
So
are
stay
fake
safe
scams.
out there. Be smart with how you structure your wallet. Be smart with your keys. Be safe, be secure. It's still really the start of the year. I think we're in for a really good year.
Yeah,
really
definitely.
good year.
I think we'll see a lot of volatility this year, for sure.
We're back with Token Tuesday next week.
Yes.
Let's not announce more, but we got 3 big tokens.
Three good tokens,
If it works out, what we want to do, we've updated Auto Invest on Day 1X as well. We now have fortnightly investment schedules because a lot of Australians ask for that because we get pay cycles of fortnightly. We've launched an OTC desk if you're interested in trading. Right now, we're keeping the minimum for that at 100K. With amazing rates, and you probably get to talk to this guy if you're doing that. So go to day1x.io and hit OTC desk at the bottom. Lots of things happening. We're growing.
Lots of things in the roadmap as well so this is the year for Day 1X.
Cool year for crypto, I think, and hopefully the year for you if you structure your portfolio
right.
smart.
Yep.
Know when to sell. That's what I'm gonna finish and enjoy. All right, guys, we will see you next week for another episode and hopefully some more alpha. I know you've done the research. We didn't get a chance to touch on it this week. How to beta into stablecoins. We'll save that for next week. All right. See you guys.
See you guys.